Now, Jenifer Lopez, This Is Me Now. Guys, I loved it so much. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. So basically, you have Jenifer Lopez, and she's basically telling her life story in a way. It's very condensed down, of course, but she spent 20 million of her own money, which a lot of people are talking about, oh, she shouldn't have spent 20 million. By the way, my Sussex people, Kaiser from Celebrity, she trashed this thing. And I love Kaiser, but I also love Jenifer Lopez. I've always loved J-Lo. So I was really sad to see people trashing it. People online were saying the music was horrible. It wasn't that good, whatever. She shouldn't have wasted her money on this, But first of all, 20 million. This is as someone who's worked in advertising on campaigns that cost millions, right? 20 million is actually not a lot of money. I know that sounds crazy, right? But in terms of music videos, one music video might actually cost 3 million. One music video might cost 5 million. So 20 million, and it's basically an hour-long, almost musical. It's almost like an album inside of a long, extended music video. It's actually not that much. Secondly, I'm going to talk about Shania Twain now. Shania Twain has written such amazing music since, the 80s, the 90s, and it's always been other people writing for her. And I think it was back in mid-2010s or something like that, she released Now, her album Now. That is my favorite album from Shania Twain. And I love all of it. From This Moment, no, that's Faith Hill. Man, I Feel Like a Woman, all the old stuff, right? But now, she wrote it herself, she sung it herself, she did a lot of the, scoring and all that stuff, came up with the melodies, all that type stuff. And it's amazing. It's like, it's mature, and it's rich, and it's womanhood, and it's like, it's real. It's amazing. And she did that all herself. That's how I felt about this, This Is Me Now. So we start off where she talks about Alita and tarot. I love that J-Lo brings some of her background into this. She takes it to some things from her Puerto Rican background with the story of Alita and tarot, which is like, a mythology from old, ancient sort of love story, almost like Romeo and Juliet, right? And she weaves that into there. There's this broken flower factory type thing. I won't give too many spoilers, but you'll watch it and you'll understand how it all weaves together. She talks about her life back in the Bronx, and how she doesn't say this in so many words, but we see that that wasn't where she was meant to grow, and we see that clash between where she came from and who she is and how she came into her artistry. We see these failed marriages. In a way, I think she almost alludes to Sean John P. Diddy Combs in there as well. There's a black guy in there, and she didn't marry a black guy. So I also think that was a wink and a nod to him. We see Ben Affleck for 2 seconds. He's not really in here because I think she really pointedly tries to make it like this is not about him. But for 2 seconds, he is in makeup and prosthetics, and he's like a Bible Belt old Southern preacher. It's hilarious. I actually really want to watch it with my husband because I think he'll like it. And then you've got people like Sofia Vergara, Jane Fonda. They're playing the zodiac signs like the gods up in the sky looking at her down with these 3 marriages saying, oh my God, why does she torture herself like this? There's 12 of them, of course. I'm going to go through those because I have an article about that with you. And she's going through these marriages. She's going through all this heartache and grief. Fat Joe is her therapist inside of that, right? For those of you who remember Fat Joe and Big Pun, you're really going to like that. Fat Joe's wife calling up, why do you always talking to people? There were so many good things. There was the East Coast stuff in there. There's the Spanish, Latina type stuff in there. There is the failed marriages stuff in there. There is, even the jokes about her character. As a fellow Leo, I talked about that. She has a Leo personality. Some of that is in there. This zodiac sign stuff is in there. She makes fun of herself. And the music and the dance. I mean, I don't understand how anybody could not have liked it. It just had all of the goodness of like early 2000s, mid 2010s J-Lo that like actual fans of her just love. But listen to this. So this is from Screen Rant. Every Zodiac Council member and their meanings in This Is Me Now explained. pause there. I also want to talk about J-Lo talking to her childhood self. You guys probably saw that if you watched it. I thought that that was beautiful. It was iconic. It doesn't have to be something absolutely new and, unique. And I mean, all of us have had a childhood. And if you know something about something, getting right with your childhood self is really what provides growth. I talk about that in my book. I loved the scene of her holding her childhood self, comforting her. It made me think of my childhood self. I'm going to flash up a picture of myself when I was around that age, or when I was younger around that age. Just going back and looking at those pictures even just does something to look at your childhood self. So it really was a journey of growth, and I absolutely loved it. So this article was from Abigail Stevens, and it explains every zodiac member, right? So Jane Fonda is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is adventurous and always hungry for knowledge. Hilarious. Neil deGrasse Tyson was Taurus. My brother's a Taurus. I love that. Taurus enjoys relaxing and finer things. And when he would go on and on about love and the universe, everybody like Post Malone and all that stuff would be like, stop. Yes, Post Malone is also a zodiac sign. Keke Palmer is Scorpio. Amazing, because you guys know that Scorpio is an honorary fire sign. Scorpio is intense and has psychic abilities. At one point, she has this candle and she's doing like this prayer, and it is hilarious. Leo, my sign, is Post Malone. I thought that that was awesome. Leo is confident, enthusiastic, and loyal to friends. Cancer, that was Sofia Vergara. Sometimes I chew my hair. Iconic, classic. Cancer is emotional and defensive. Libra was Trevor Noah from The Daily Show, right? Really, really good. Libra is diplomatic and values balance. My mom is a Libra. That was awesome. Virgo was Kim Petras. Now, I know that she is a vlogger, but I don't know too much about her. Virgo is systematic and a perfectionist. 3 was Gemini. This was Jenifer Lewis. Oh my God, Jenifer Lewis. That was Keke Palmer, Jenifer Lewis, Post Malone, Neil Tyson deGrasse. Those were like, and Sofia Vergara. Those were like, yes for me. Gemini is curious and intellectual. 2 was Jay Shetty. He was Aries, and Aries is passionate and courageous. And the last one was Sadhguru. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know his name, but I know his face because I see him in my YouTube queue all the time. I've watched his videos. He's the Indian man, and he's got this really long white beard. He wears a turban. Anyway, I know all of you know him because you've probably watched his meditation videos. But he played Pisces. Pisces is intuitive and familiar with the mystic world. But you have this thing where they're watching her from, the gods are watching her from above, and they're saying, they're commenting on what she's doing, what she's going through. It reminded me a lot of Sita Sings the Blues. That's really good. It really, really touched a place for me.